Hello and welcome to the brand new episode of not the weekly football analysis, but the five subs. For those of you who watched our last video, would think that we are the weekly football analysis, but not anymore. We have rebranded ourselves. Let me tell you why. We all played together football at a decent level and wanted to bring the world of football from the sidelines.
Yes, the concept of the five subs is very simple. We would love to play at some stage, maybe again, but now because of our work, we can't play together. And these are our dearest and closest friends from the football ground. And we would like to take their opinions and views in this Euro and in the episodes that we cover later. We have with us Soham. Soham, if you could quickly introduce yourself to our viewers and talk about which team do you support, and then we can go on to Abhipray and Satish.
Thank you, Saurav, and thank you, Rahul. And hi to all the people who are watching. My name is Soham, and I support England. In clubs, as it is clearly visible, I support Manchester United. And for this Euros, I want to say, finally, it is coming home.
It's not. It's not. It's not so.
So, like back in college days, I'll just turn around and pass the ball back to my friend and ex-teammate Abhipray.
Thank you, Soham. Thank you, Saurav and Rahul, for inviting me to the show. Hello everyone. I'm Abhipray. As you can see from my background, during the day I cry at my job, and during my night I cry at Manchester United's performances. So I don't have any loyalties when it comes to the countries. So right now, as you can see from my shirt, I support FC Goa in India, and the closest I can relate to is Portugal, and that's why at this Euros, this might be Cristiano Ronaldo's last Euro, and that's why I'm supporting Portugal for this Euro, and that's it. That's where my loyalties ends. So now, after scoring the goal, I pass the ball back to Satish to take it forward for this next assist.
Hey guys, hello. I think my background itself makes it quite, easy for everyone to understand where my loyalties lie. So I've been watching England right from the days, I saw David Beckham for the first time in the 2002 World Cup. So that's how long I go back as an England supporter. And of course, I'm a Red Devil inside out. So that's where I am. And yeah, let's begin.
Thank you guys for coming in. I know we have rebranded it. Let me just quickly take our viewers through the content that we will be covering in this episode. We will be talking about the games that have happened in the last 3 days. We will also be talking about the biggest game that we were talking about in our first episode itself, which was France versus Germany, because obviously this is something personal between me and Rahul, and we know who won it, but we will take you through that. Also, Rahul, just like the previous episode, we have a bonus content.
So yes, guys, for today's bonus content, we'll be talking if the cup is coming home. And when we talk about home, it's England. So they do have a good team, but can they not choke this time? Let's find out in our bonus content.
So let me pick up the first game that we want to review. This was between Netherlands and Ukraine. And Soham, what was your overall takeaway from the game? It was a nail-biting finish for sure, but what are the chances of Netherlands progressing in this Euro?
Okay, so to start with, I want to clarify that Netherlands are playing their first major championship since 2014. So that's a long time since the third place finish. But I have to say the Ukrainian side have done really well under Shevchenko. They are a really good oiled machine. The first half was goalless, and the second half started like the first half with the Dutch team attacking. And the first goal was scored by Wargros. Okay, and the second goal, which I felt was offside because it did touch Dumfries on his leg, but it was not ruled out by VAR, the super VAR. But surprisingly, Ukraine came back with two stunning goals. Okay, one by Yarmolenko in the 75th minute and soon in the 79th minute by a beautiful delivery from Malinowski. But like the luck favors the brave, Dutch were brave in their attack and they were gifted with a goal which should have been saved by Boosman if I'm not like being like too harsh on him. But I think it should have been saved. Overall, a great game and a good start for Netherlands. And the good thing for Ukraine is the toughest game in the group is out. Now I think they only have to look upward.
Okay.
So that's all from this game.
Yeah. I have one quick question for you, Soham. So we all saw how Liverpool were a completely different team without Virgil van Dijk. And do you also feel that this Netherlands team could have been defensively much stronger? Because I believe they conceded 2 goals in the span of 5 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt. Van Dijk is a great player. He has proven that in the past 2, 3 years. And not just Van Dijk, they were also missing Dillet. I don't know why he wasn't playing. But Blaine, Bridge, and Timber played in the back three, and they did quite well till some time. But obviously, there's no Van Dijk, and they conceded 2 quick goals. So yeah, it is affecting them. But the forward line is great. Dipe is in good form. So like other teams will be looking to search on that weakness and try to get that odd goal against them. Because
Absolutely, Soham. You summarized it well. Yes, Netherlands did feel the absence of BBD. Now let's move our focus to the second game in Pool D between Czech Republic and Scotland. We had Saurav cover this match for us. So Saurav, we would like to have your take on the game.
Yes, Rahul. I think I was disappointed because if our viewers would have seen, Scotland was one of my picks in the next round that make it into either the third or the fourth spot, and I was expecting a full attacking display from them, probably hold it narrow on the defense side. But then the formation that they were playing with, they were going with the full backs, and maybe somewhere Czech Republic was able to identify those chinks in their armor. I think Kufal was really good there. 2 goals that came in were on either side of the half, both by Schick. And one of the fun fact was that it is one of the farthest goal that has been ever scored in Euro. I think that is going to be in your contender for the goal of the season or goal of the championship.
Right.
So I think that's all about the game. I'm hoping for Scotland to quickly turn around. In the next game, I think Rahul, I'm again disappointed. If I mean, just like how we were expecting Scotland to probably squeeze in, that was only coming from me. But Poland, both of us had high hopes of proceeding to the next round. I would like to ask Satish, who was going through the game for us on that day. Satish, what went wrong? Why can't we see Lewandowski perform at the same level that he performs with Bayern Munich and pick up the team probably to the same extent like how Zlatan did with Sweden?
See, I think this game was, maybe most of us don't like the idea of using a giant against Poland, but they are, a big team in Europe. And if you look at this group with Spain, Sweden, Slovakia, and Poland, you expect Poland to finish very close to the top two. But it unfortunately, this has been the story with Poland. I was looking up a stat and I saw that it's the 9th loss in the last 10 major tournaments in the opening game for them. So, coming to Lewandowski, I think Slovakia did a very good job, and on Lewandowski, they shut him out. And Martin Skriniar, big name, big billing, and he lived up to the billing on the day, unlike Lewandowski. But we can expect some goals from Lewandowski going forward. But considering this game, I think the goalkeeper, Chesney, was in his element again. There's another interesting stat about Chesney I was looking through. In the last 4 major tournaments, he has, has had a problem in the opening game itself. And adding to their misery was the 62nd minute red card. So Slovakia did very well.
Satish, any chances that you think Poland may turn it around? Do they fare well?
Yeah, definitely. Because see, the next game it's going to be Spain for Poland. So that's like a big game for them. So it all comes down to that game. If they do well, uh, they have their hopes up again, and they can think of qualifying. But if they lose that game, considering that Spain has also played out a draw after dominating so much, so uh, it's going to be make or break for Poland in the next game.
Sure.
So Satish, now that we know that Poland has lost their first game and Spain drew with Sweden, the equation in the group does not look very comfortable for Spain either. And if you watch the game, Morata missed a sitter, and with no leaders like Ramos, how far do you think can Spain go in this tournament?
Yeah, Rahul, you're right. It's a young team, but they have an experienced manager in Luis Enrique, and they have their fair splatter of experience in Jordi Alba and the likes of Sergio Busquets. So they have a bit of experience going around, but they will definitely miss Ramos. And if you look at the group, yes, it's tantalizing now because I forgot to mention that it's only the second win for Slovakia in a major tournament. So
Mhm.
so it makes everything really interesting, and it was a story of so near yet so far for Spain. They uh, came out and did what they wanted to do. They dominated the possession. First half में 400 pass, मगर it did not work out as they wanted it to. So due credit must be given to Sweden as well. Particularly happy with Victor Lindelof. He was the man of the match. I'm sure Soham and Abhipray would appreciate Lindelof the way he marshaled the defense, because don't get me wrong, Spain dominated the game. People may say that they were passive, but they had 85% possession, and they
Right.
played around 400 passes in the first half and 850 overall. So they had the
Right.
ball, they had everything going for them, except for the final touch. Maybe it could be the lack of experience. They had a front line of which was led by Morata, and we know when confidence is low, Morata can be really frustrating for anyone. But they have Ferran Torres as well, and Moreno is warming up the benches. So Spain goes against Poland for the next match. So high hopes for both teams and mouth-watering clashes coming ahead in this group.
Right. I think, Satish, you are absolutely right. We hope Spain comes back to its old and lost glory sooner than later, before the tournament ends, actually. So now let's move on to the next game. I think that was the biggest highlight. We were expecting big performance by the big game player, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he did not fail us. He delivered in that big moment. So, Abhipray, could you take us through that game, how it felt for being controlled for 85 minutes, and then everything went away for Hungary over there? A lot of heartbreaks, but could you take us through the game?
Yeah. Well, so first of all, seeing the fans in the stadium, the Puskas Arena packed to the brim. I mean, that was really electric atmosphere. It is much needed for a major tournament like this. And after going through the year that we had, I mean, it's really wonderful to see fans cheering the place. And coming to the match, I mean, this was an important match for Portugal. I mean, fair play to Hungary, but everyone wanted Portugal to win, and Hungary did a very good job. Even the goal, the offside goal, which was ruled out in around what 70, 75 minutes, I think that was a narrow escape for Portugal. But other than that, I think I am safe. I can safely say that I'm a bit let down by the performance. Yes, Portugal have their best team in years. That has been highlighted by the commentators as well. I mean, this team is much better than what they had in the Euro 2016. But
Mhm.
overall, I mean, they do not have the momentum with them really. They have struggled to get past their opening games in the last few major tournaments, right from Euro 2012 to World Cup 2018. They have either suffered draws or losses. So I think this was a good way for them to get the monkey off their back. This, on paper, this was supposedly their weakest or the least challenging game for them, and they have challenging games coming up next with France and Germany. So I would
Hmm.
still prefer them. I think France would still top the group, but I think Portugal will somehow pip Germany for the second spot and make it through to the next round. Coming to the performances, I mean, this was a good performance. I mean, they had I would not say even after 70% of the possession, they still control the entire game, but there were chances here and there back and forth. But I think the 84th minute goal from Rafael really did put the pressure off the team. And as the scoreline suggests, 3-0, it was not as dominating as the scoreline suggests. Yes, we were happy to see Ronaldo scoring a penalty and then further extending his goal scoring streak, taking him to 106 goals.
Right. So, Abhipraj, Ronaldo broke two records. I think first he broke Michel Platini's record of 9 goals in a Euro, and then he went ahead and broke his own record. Did you celebrate it the way he did by probably doing some mimicry of Ronaldo? We remember you used to do that in college days. You used to think you are the Ronaldo there, always fighting with Rahul for the number 7 jersey. But was it a good moment to see that he's now 3 to 4 goals? How many goals away from Ali Day?
Three goals to equal, 4 to break the record.
Okay, so four goals away to now break that record. Is it going to happen in this Euro?
I think so, yes. I mean, with the form he is in, I would still not rule out him scoring at least 6 goals in this tournament, like Griezmann did in the last Euro. But then, yes, scoring over 100 goals across any tournament, be it international, be it a league competition which spans over the years, is a very big achievement. I mean, we don't call him one of the greatest of all time for no reason at all. And the consistency which he has shown, fifth Euro. I mean, spanning across, he made his debut in 2004. So that's 17 years. We could play for 4 years and we can see the change in our bodies. But imagine the physical condition he has kept himself in. Even though he's around 36 now, I would still take it with a pinch of salt, and I hope it's not his last Euro. If he keeps on winning, I can definitely see him playing in his 40s. And that's why I think he has a fair shot of setting up a goal record which might be beyond any player's reach either.
Right. So touch wood. I hope he keeps playing and keeps entertaining all of us. We all
and
are
keeps drinking water.
Keeps drinking water. Yes, we will cover that. Yes, he did remove Coca-Cola bottles and called it out directly in the press conference that please drink water. I think that was his suggestion. And it has affected Coca-Cola market
the
value.
Stock market 4 billion stock. Their stock value crashed by 4 billion today. But Coca-Cola, if you're listening, we are not promoting anything against you. We are with you, but we are just covering the news.
I'm a thumbs up fan, so I'm sorry. I would say it's the same company, so I'm still supporting Coca-Cola.
So you're safe, and the video is safe.
Right. So now coming on to the biggest game that we are covering in this episode, France versus Germany. So Rahul, मतलब सच बताना, नींद आई थी कल रात को या नहीं?
यार मेरे को तो अच्छी नींद आई, but I'm worried about you. Did you sleep well?
No,
like I
said
in my previous. Good for you then. Like I said in my previous video, Germans are not in the best of their forms right now. And I just read a stat a few minutes ago. This was the first defeat in the opening game for the German team. Yes. So that shows the confidence is not up to the mark. Still, I would say I was hugely impressed by the Germans, the way they controlled the game. In fact, Manuel Neuer, right, beach mein khel raha tha wo. So yes, and that goal from Hummels, definitely being a senior player, I thought he could have done much better. Lekin I thought कि काफी panic हो गया था right at the moment. So yes, so if you take away that goal, I feel Germany has very good chances of qualifying to the round of 16.
But somehow, मतलब मुझे तो Rahul, I'm being very honest, I felt France were very deadly while they were attacking. There were not a single clear-cut chances in the game for Germans. I didn't see them testing Hugo Lloris much. There were odd chances that they took at the end when probably France were trying to retain and control the tempo. Absolutely, कि हाँ जर्मनी ने पूरा game control किया, tempo set किया, but Mbappe was lightning quick. That goal जो थोड़ा सा भी offside हो गया था, but that move that he made, and it was not the first time, it was the second or the third attempt that he made where he was trying to push the defender that he's as if going towards the outer side of the goal, but wo fir andar aake he's taking that shot, testing Neuer. I think that is good. I mean, I don't see France. I mean, जैसे मैंने पहले एपिसोड में कहा था, I think I will say that again. It is for France to lose this Euro.
But yeah, Saurabh, I think the point you raised about France, I mean, I was going through a stat, last 15-16 matches में Euro 2016 का final is their only loss at a major tournament. So yes, they are definitely a strong team. But do you think, I mean, last World Cup से लेके nothing much has changed for both France as well as Germany. So do you think there's nothing much to talk about there in terms of the improvement or the decline? But how much of an effect do you see Benzema making into this team? Because he's come back after a really long time. So how do you think, how difficult will it be for him to switch from club to country?
No, I think I felt it. I felt it that Benzema was probably getting lost somewhere. He was not getting the service that he gets at Real Madrid. We were talking right after the game, while watching the game, Rahul and I, we were there on the video. We were talking about those moments where I felt Benzema was not given a lot of opportunities to probably get that through ball. Uske paas wo speed nahi rahi. Like the last time when he represented France, from that he has obviously lost a little bit of speed, but I know his accuracy is good. I was talking about this, or maybe I was thinking of this, that Giroud needed to start, and Benzema, who had also picked up a knock in that friendly before the game, I thought he should have started probably in the 30th minute, 30 minutes from the time. He should have started like at 70 minutes, he should have been subbed in. Let him integrate a little. It's just like you are just pushing him in a position where there's a lot of pressure already. So now Benzema has too many, I think, responsibilities. He's a star figure. People are expecting him to prove. But it's just a matter of couple of games. I think by round of 16 or something, he'll be kicking off and he'll be chasing those targets set by probably Lukaku and Cristiano for the goals, for the number of goals in the season. Benzema is a class player. Inside the box, he's very lethal. Undoubtedly, he'll reach there.
French midfield is too strong, and I think the only team which can beat France is a team with a equally or more strong midfield, and we all know which team that is. So,
are you talking about Belgium?
No. Let's not get into the. Yeah, Belgium was a good team, but I think without Kevin De Bruyne, their midfield is not that good.
One question last. Do you think after the performance of Portugal, do you think Germany stands a chance against Portugal?
Yeah, I would have not bet my money on Germany until the last game. In कल का game देख के लग रहा है क्योंकि even Portugal against Hungary were not that effective, not that lethal. So I think कि game काफी evenly balanced है, and it's matter of वो एक lucky moment होता है ना, and like Germany needs it, they need it badly. So yeah, I am hopeful that Germany will make it into the next round.
How about you, Abhipraj? What is your answer to this German fan when you are supporting Portugal and you know there is a talismanic captain, leader, legend, GOAT, you call him whatever, Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo ek taraf hai. So you just need 1 minute or maybe like how we saw in the last game, 5 minutes to turn the tables around. So what's your answer to Rahul?
Exactly. I think we have been following Germany for a very long time, and for someone from our generation, जिसने देखा है कि Germany कुछ ना कुछ करके हर बार फाइनली सेमीफाइनल तक पहुंचती है, but इस साल I think this might not be the time because this is the first time I see them not reaching the last four of a tournament. I don't know, मेरी gut feeling है, I might be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong because that is a good German side is good for the game also. We all like to see Germany win, but अब जब पोर्चुगल को सपोर्ट कर रहा तो obviously I would want Germany to lose, and Portugal are also coming back to their group. I mean उन्होंने ये रहता है कि big teams के बारे में एक बात रहती है, पूरा game struggle करते हो, but once you see an opening you kill the game off. That's exactly what Portugal did last night. 3-0 लेके last में 1-0 की lead को उन्होंने 3-0 में convert कर दिया in no time at all. So that is a sign of big team, and that's why I see them progressing to the next round at Germany's expense.
बकवास बंद करो यार. यार तुम लोग फुटबॉल इतने साल से खेल रहे हो, and there is one thing that this game is full of uncertainties. मेरा एक ही point है कि last time Portugal finished third in a pool that had Hungary, Spain, and some other team, and they went on to win the Euro. So I still have my hopes very high. Let's talk on 24th of June, और तब पता चलेगा कि कौन सी तीन टीम group of 16 में जा रही है. So enough of all this. let's focus our attention on the bonus content. So you might already know that there are lots of English fans who have this illusion that the cup is coming home. And I would like to ask you, Soham and Satish, England team are tagged as the perennial chokers. What gives you this confidence that the cup is coming home this time?
First of all, nobody calls them perennial chokers. It's just you guys. Okay. Okay. So to start with, now I'll tell you guys why it's finally coming home this time. First point, it's still not decided how the tournament, where it will take place, like how it will proceed. So there's a huge chance that the entire tournament, like the entire games of England, will be played in England. So that is a huge home advantage with the crowd. You never know. And we have just heard that Portugal, who I think just won their semi-final match last time and went on to win the finals. So anything can happen. So that's my first point. Second point is the best striker in the world right now who can make a difference. Okay, is Harry Kane. Okay, you can say Lewandowski, but exactly that's why I said who can make a difference.
Benzema.
Could make a difference.
Ronaldo.
Benzema, come on, man. Ronaldo. We also wanted
Werner.
the penalty. Werner, wow. Dan James. Somebody say Dan James. No. Mason Mount. Okay, so young but has played at the highest stage. Okay, these players have that experience, and when it comes, yeah, okay, Chelsea, fine. But when it comes down to the tough matches, let's say against France, okay, then these players will come in handy. Now I talked about midfield. When I talk about the forward line, it's completely different story.
No. So this is the
Five,
third
if you
point,
take-
fourth point. या point पे तो आओ यार. मतलब बात क्या है? मतलब why do you
Chalo,
think?
third point. Okay, third point. Great attacking line. Okay, we have great attackers. If you take in EPL only, the top 10, the top 5 attackers are English. Okay, out of the top 10, 5 attackers are English. Okay, and that includes Sterling, Rashford, and Grealish. Lot of players. Okay,
And the
like
first two names have
Southgate-
been disappointing. वो इस
no, they
at least
have been
last
in the
season,
later part
both
of the
of them have been
season. Yeah,
disappointing.
Correct. I agree
Rashford
with
living
you.
up to his nature, he's been very charitable towards the opposition goalkeeper by missing a lot of
Correct.
chances.
Correct, but he has been playing with an injury. He has been terrible. I agree, both for Manchester United and also in the last match when he came on. But he
And
has
I'm
been playing
speaking
with
that
an
as a
injury.
United fan. Yes.
Yeah. Same here. He has been terrible. But that's Rashford. You know, he had the best goal scoring season this season. So you know, he doesn't play well in a match, but he'll come out and score a goal. And maybe Southgate
मैच के बाद
trusts
गोल
him
मारेगा
for
क्या?
the pace.
मैच में अच्छा नहीं खेलता, मैच के बाद गोल मारता है.
मैच में खेलेगा अच्छा, खराब भी खेलेगा तो भी गोल मारेगा. Just wait and watch. And I think the final will be England versus France. And in a final, anything can happen, but I'm hoping this time they can finally bring it home. Satish, what do you think?
You know,
Yeah,
Satish,
I
before
think
you
they need to
answer, I
find a
think
way.
before you answer, Satish, राहुल ये वाला पार्ट पूरा कट कर देंगे ना सोहम का, बिकॉज वेस्ट मतलब कुछ भी बात कर रहा है ये आदमी. ये पूरा म्यूट कर दें.
You put this out when England it finally comes home. You'll see.
अच्छा, मेरा क्वेश्चन अभी सतीश और सोहम से ये है कि इससे पहले जो भी इंग्लैंड की स्क्वाड थी, द लेजेंड्स लाइक बेकहम, लैम्पार्ड, स्कोल्स,
Rooney.
up front we had Rooney, defense में we had Terry and Rio Ferdinand. If those guys couldn't pull it off, I don't think this team has got it in them.
I would disagree with Kaka because the circumstances are very different. Considering the fact that Gareth Southgate has been in charge of this team for quite some long time, and all of these players have, proven themselves at the club level, and they're young and they're hungry, and they don't carry the baggage that comes around, being part of, English teams which have promised a lot and have not delivered. That baggage is not with this team because they were successful in the World Cup. If you look at it by English standards, they were, they achieved.
They won a penalty shootout. That
Yeah.
tells
I think is that the way they came out, if you see the first 5-10 minutes, they came out all guns blazing. They wanted to put a goal in and they almost succeeded at that. And about Southgate, when you said that he's not experienced at the club level, I don't think it makes a lot of a difference in the international tournaments. If you see Jurgen Klinsmann or Joachim Low, or people like these who have succeeded at international level, they haven't been mighty successful at club levels. So it's a different ball game where getting that spirit right in the squad and having the players believe in themselves. I think having these world class managers in the English Premier League. Recently, we have Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp and Carlo Ancelotti, and these world class managers managing
Ole
the
Gunnar.
Premier League. That too
Huh?
makes a difference.
Ole Gunnar.
No, somebody said Ole Gunnar. I don't know.
All I said to be,
Ole
That's your
Gunnar.
own, that's your own
Coming
self
home.
speaking to yourself.
and we are about to crash.
Yeah.
So हम जिस तरह से कैलकुलेट कर रहा था, अगर हम लोग फर्स्ट आएंगे, हम सेकंड आएंगे, इनके साथ खेलेंगे, फिर उनके साथ वहां खेलेंगे, मतलब नहीं जैसे आईटी एम्प्लॉय बनाते, इतना काम करूंगा तो इतना अप्रेजल मिलेगा, अगले साल प्रमोशन आएगा, उसके बाद ऑन साइट जाऊंगा.
नहीं इतना
पता
काम
कुछ
नहीं है वो
होता है.
अभिप्राय. इट इज कॉल्ड इतना चाटूंगा तो इतना अप्रेजल मिलेगा. आस्क राहुल. और बेटर आस्क
तभी
But,
react किया.
सोहम 3 बार
तभी सबसे ज्यादा react
ऑन
किया.
साइट ट्रिप जा चुका है. सोहम 3 ऑन साइट ट्रिप जा चुका है. आस्क सोहम.
I'm surprised.
Regarding the calculation and delusional, I am a Manchester United fan, so you guys will relate. So delusional is my second nature.
Since
Can't
2013.
expect any better. Yeah, and again 2020.
We
Yeah.
lost their 1,000 followers, United followers.
We'll get
Oh,
them
shit.
back when United when the 21 is coming. That's another podcast.
I think our kids will definitely see United lift the trophy one day.
Yeah, kid.
हाँ
No,
चैंपियनशिप
don't
वाला
be
ना.
like-
चैंपियनशिप ट्रॉफी.
Don't put so much pressure on Kaka to make a kid because they will win soon.
But Soham ठीक है. I think fair optimism, Soham and Satish. We have a good squad in England. It's just that as I think Rahul very well started off, is that we feel that maybe they will choke because it's been happening for a long time. तो वो एक general feeling तो है ही. But obviously fans have to support, like how I know Werner वाली Germany को Rahul support कर रहा है. I don't know why. मतलब Werner is there. He
Werner
keeps
वाली
calling. He
Chelsea को
abuses. He abuses. Werner
Yeah,
ये है, Werner का वो है.
this would come back to bite you. Werner wala Chelsea, these United fans, they are going to say.
Werner ने
अरे
कुछ
ठीक
नहीं
है ना.
उखाड़ा था.
Champions League जीत गया ना,
Yeah.
बस काफी है.
All right, guys. I think by this time you all are convinced that it's finally coming home. So if you liked our content, do not forget to smash that like button.
And share it with your friends because we need to raise enough money to support that delusioned guy who thinks the cup is coming home.
And subscribe to our channel, The 5 Stars, if you think Germany is going to win this Euro.
And don't be like Werner. Don't miss commenting on our video. We'd love your feedback.
And don't forget to hit the bell icon, just like Ronaldo would hit the goals, 4 remaining goals, and break the world record.
All right. So this is all from the 5 subs. Thank you so much for watching till the end.